Hello, everybody. Hope you're good. Hope you're all well. I hope everybody is having a weekend wherever you are in this gorgeous world of ours. Hope you're enjoying yourselves, and I hope you've had an interesting one. An interesting one. We've had an interesting one this weekend, haven't we? And of course, today is Bank Holiday Monday, not Sunday, so I am a day late. Last night I had to fold on you guys, and I did a premiere instead so you could get together and have a chat. I'm not going to go into details. It was a successful evening. The meeting I had went well. So yeah, very rosy and optimistic. Well, rosy and optimistic for the future. So there'll be some interesting plans coming up ahead and things happening. So we decided to do a quick live tonight, just so that we can catch up with you guys. Let you know we're all okay here. Just in case people didn't get the message about last night, really.
Okay,
I had a look back through last night's premiere this morning. Yeah, it seemed to go well. You all seem to be having a good chat amongst yourselves, having a good time. I hope you like the videos I put up. Again, they were just old videos. So, yeah. So, hi, Benny. Hi, Kiwi. How you doing, mate? Hi, Kaz. And hi to anybody else who's out there watching this, but
Cheers,
it's
Kiwi.
not on the chat.
It doesn't help this cold. This cold weather is really in my knees, and my knees are
Yeah. Poor old Kaz is struggling a little bit with it. This weather, on warm days, it's not so bad. It eases the pain for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't go away completely, but does help. When we get this cold northerly wind coming in, yeah, it's really
like someone's
pulls
trying
it down.
to screw my leg off.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, hopefully you've all got out and managed to do something this weekend. And obviously today was the VE Day celebrations. 80th anniversaries, 80 years since the end of the Second World War. Or the war in Europe, I should say, not necessarily the war in Japan. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, really. A bit disappointed.
You had a tea with a farmer. Very nice.
Nice, Benny. Nice, Benny. I take it that was your incident last night. Yeah.
He was worried because he hadn't heard from you.
Yeah, I was worried about you all day long. I was like, oh, does it need me to go up there and recover the body? Yeah, things happen. Sometimes when you're out and about, again, it's one of the risks and dangers of being out in the countryside, isn't it? Especially with stealthing and that. It's the fact that you might well find yourself in somebody's area of operation. And that could be anything from spraying chemicals. You could be downwind of it. I mean, if you think of a big farm with a woodland around its border and they own that woodland, they're not too worried about overspray because it'll end up being caught in the woods. But if you're in that woods while camping, you could cop a lump of something that's not very pleasant. And likewise, again, when people are doing verming, pest, fox, or deer control, you could find yourself inadvertently within their field of shot. And it's not a case of they're doing anything wrong. They're not expecting you to be there. And that's not me saying, oh, don't go stealth camping, don't go wild camping and that. No, I'll encourage
it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
And a guy would suddenly appear. Did you think it was Mitch?
Yeah, it's and from what I gather, Benny, you handled it well. You handled it well. It turned into a calm situation, no shouting and screaming and all the rest of it, as these situations quite often need to be. Hopefully you got his phone number. Yeah, that would be my advice to you. Is
So was it your old site?
Yeah,
the one that you originally used to go to, where you built stuff and all the kids started ripping down the gear, or was it somewhere else?
Is build a relationship with these people if you can. Not all of them are going to be interested, but you might have some luck there. I'm going to open up cider actually, because obviously I didn't drink anything last night. I only drink on my life. And tonight, the cider of choice is a Koppenberg spiced blackberry. So, yeah, cheers, everybody. Yeah, people with guns in the countryside, they are out there quite often doing a job. I know from my own experience doing vermin control and that, I've had people walk through an area they're not supposed to be in when I'm out shooting, and that area is, private, classed as safe and that, and I've checked all my backstops and what have you, and then somebody walks through with their dog. And it's not so much that I'm bothered about it frightening the quarry off. It's, it's scary. You don't want to be that guy that's responsible for pulling the trigger and accidentally shooting somebody.
Come on, you. Mister, I've had a haircut.
Make it last night. Yeah, that's a fair comment from him, Benny. At the end of the day, if it's his land, he's allowed you to carry on, and he's pretty much said, I don't want it happening here. At least it wasn't sort of shouty, screamy threats and all the rest of it.
Well, show your new cut. Say, look, I'm tidy.
Yeah, Willow's had his haircut. He's feeling quite exhausted.
He was smelling nice, but now he's sort of
You're exhausted, aren't you? You've had a busy day, running around.
Hi, Janet.
Chasing pigeons out of the garden. Yeah, you don't like pigeons, do you? You really don't like the pigeons. No. You're going to fall asleep on your mum, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, poor little guy. He's such a tired little fella.
Hi,
Kitten. Hi, Janet.
He looks at everyone in the room.
Hi, Ray.
Yawns.
Hope you're all good. And like I say, I do apologise about last night and not doing the live last night. That's that will all be coming up. That will all be coming out sometime in August, won't it? Yeah, what's happening there should be interesting. Right. So let's try and think. What have I looked at today? Well, weather here. For you guys here in Farnborough at this moment, it's 12 degrees and it's mostly sunny. And we've got a cool to cold wind, depending which way it's coming from. Occasionally it blows in from the north. That's bloody cold. And it swings around occasionally to an easterly, which is slightly milder. It's starting to brighten up this evening out there. Bit of a bonus. Yeah, we've got a quite pleasant sunset. It's going to be a nice golden sunset tonight. So we'll leave it with a long red one. But again, that also, it's May, isn't it? May is the tricky month of the year.
My 3 dog.
Old saying in Yorkshire, which was don't cast a clout till May is out. In other words, don't chuck your winter clothes away until May's over.
I saw a picture from Cairngorms, the 4th. Is it the 4th? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's all white with snow again.
Yeah, it's
strange weather.
And I know Kitten Killer's off on an adventure tomorrow morning. Crack of dawn. Have a great one, mate. Enjoy yourself. Have a good adventure. But yeah, look after yourself. You got my number if you need me. I can jump in the motor, have a quick drive up the other end of the country, come and get you. It's not a problem.
Yeah, there are some beautiful flowers out there.
There are, Janet. The woods are alive with colour, insects. The birds, they've got their young now, or they've got their first sets of young.
Hi, Simon.
We've got blue tits nesting in our bird box, haven't we? We've got the bumblebees are back in the shed. They're in and out of there. So nearly got one in the mouth yesterday, walking up the garden path. Flew in, had a look, flew out.
Simon's just saying it's 4 days out in the field. It's keen weather. Everyone good though.
Yeah.
It's really bitterly cold today.
It is bitterly cold, and it's again, you can't trust British weather till we get to the end of May when it sort of stabilises. And even then, I can still remember myself when I was youngster, a couple of summers that just stayed wet and cold all the way through. We're in one of those awkward climatic positions where we either get it good or we get it bad. And at the moment, it's
considering last week we had it quite hot.
Yeah.
Then suddenly to get that cold.
Yeah.
Now to put the heating on again is ridiculous.
One extreme to another, isn't it? It's that time of year, hot and cold. Exactly. It's up and down like a yo-yo, like a fiddler's elbow, like a couple of other old sayings, like fiddler's elbow, like I'm not going to say. Yeah, that's a rude
Hi,
one.
Max.
Hiya, Max. How you doing?
I did answer your email But then before I come upstairs, I was looking at my email, and for some reason, I'd sent the email to myself. So I will sort it out when I go back downstairs again. I didn't have enough time.
You're right. Pretty much desert drills at the moment, hot and cold, two extremes. One thing people often forget is like desert environments. You can be plus 120 by the day, and you can be -5 by the night. You know, it's literally that extreme. It can go up and down like you wouldn't believe.
You've been needing that of it, maybe on Kiwi's present come his underquilt. A bride's nightie.
A bride's nightie.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I was going to say a prostitute's panties, but yeah, yeah, like a dog's hind leg. Right. I like that one.
Oh, you're watching us by Elton. Excellent. Hi, Hardware Alaska.
Hi, Hardware Alaska. How are you doing now? Hopefully the weather's good.
He's saying no. He's just saying, can we send for that cold weather? It's warming up too early.
It's warming up early there, is it?
Yeah, we just got it.
I wonder what's like Alaska. Your thaw. You know, is it because I mean, you're on permafrost pretty much all year round, aren't you, up there in Alaska? But your thaw, when it comes, how has nature adapted to it? Do you get a lot of flooding? Is it, or is the terrain that well adapted to it that it absorbs the flood waters, channels it off? There's something I've often wondered about, because here, if we get snow here and it melts, everything floods because the infrastructure and the local ground's not used to it.
Yep.
Yeah, nature finds a balance. Yeah, nature does find a balance. It's quite interesting to see how it works. Outdoors Apprentice. Oh, my birthday present showed up yesterday. Your birthday present, Kiwi?
Yes, I said it's the underquilt.
Birthday present.
Chris, Sussex.
Yeah. Hopefully you get plenty of use out of that and you enjoy it. Yeah. Where else are we? Now, rain. There we go. Bushcroft, Sussex. Hello, mate. How you doing? I hope you're good down there in Sussex. Sunny Sussex.
We've been out. Simon, he done the video for the night vision things, and we had a power cut here, and it deleted all his stuff.
I lost everything.
So we had to go out again on Saturday and do it again.
3 times I've tried to make one video. 3 times. The first one I lost details. The second one, power cut, just as I'm uploading, and that's it. Lost a lot.
So now Hardware Alaska says break up rivers, builds ice dams that break free and flood.
Yeah. Well, that's not good. That's not good. But then, I suppose you've got to. Yeah, I suppose you're going to hopefully have a good idea over the years of where these are most likely to occur and plan for it. And again, it's that old thing of people being aware and being prepared. If you know that every year you get a threat like that, you're going to be prepared for it, even if it's getting ready to run to the hills. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Hi, Lee.
So yeah. Excuse me, guys. I am exhausted. It has been a long week. Oh, right. Just let you know, this week I am not here. I'm from Wednesday. I'm on the Isle of Wight. Mum's got an operation on Thursday, and she's going to leave me over there for a few days to give her a hand. But I am coming back Sunday lunchtime, so I can be back here for Sunday night's live. So again, we won't be putting that one off. So I'll be out in the Isle of Wight. What are my goals on the Isle of Wight is I'm going to go up and visit my stepfather's grave. And from there's a nice walk down, apparently quite a steep walk, but quite a nice walk down to the steam railway on the Isle of Wight. So I'm hoping to walk down there and maybe get a couple of shots of the old steam trains going past. Be nice. I'll be almost like a trip back in time, back to the 1950s. So hopefully get a nice little video out of that. Yeah, every day is a learning and training day, Simon. Every single day in every single way. You never we never know enough. We never know it all. And the best guys are the ones that admit that and are constantly learning, adapting, looking at other people's ideas. It's how often have I heard that comment? No, you don't need to show me how you do it. I know how to do it. And then, 20 minutes later, they're like, blimey, how did you do that? So it's all good every day.
Yeah, it's only a couple of weeks to the camp now, isn't it?
2 weeks to the camp, 16th of May to the 18th of May. Hopefully the weather will have sorted it out by then. Once the weather's sorted itself out, we will be laughing. I think I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a warm summer. I think it's going to be a warm and long summer. Hopefully with a bit of moisture. Good for the farmers, great for the wildlife. I don't like it when we get damp camps. Camp RSM. We we try not to have camp RSMs. We try and do a stand down weekend, so there's no stand twos. There's none of that. We try and have it nice, relaxed, and chilled.
Oh dear, Max is going to piece down there,
mate. Hopefully you're prepared for it. Hopefully you got the kit with you just in case it does. So I've done fire pits and things over the last few months, and at the moment I'm looking into solar. I'm looking into little solar chargers and things like that, having a play with some of those, testing them out, seeing what I can find out there. And again, I'm looking at the budget side.
Thank you, Ray. He's got plenty of logs for you.
Oh, cheers, Ray. Much appreciated, mate. Yeah, so again, I'm looking at the budget side. So, what's out there that's effective and works well for you guys and for anybody that's looking at getting into this on the cheap end. Because it's easy to find expensive stuff. That's dead easy. You've only got to look at a couple of brand names and the list is out there. But quite often gear was
mainly that's all we use, Kiwi. That's
the one from Temu Kiwi. It's quite nice, lightweight. The one thing I don't like about it, and I'll be honest with you, when I first got it, the instructions were rubbish. It didn't really tell you much, and it's got a torch on the end, and I couldn't figure out how to get the torch to operate. I'm pushing buttons. Push the button twice to turn the torch on, twice to turn the torch off. And the on and off button itself is not really clear. Other than that, it seems to be working really well as a solar charger.
We've got a couple of the fold out 4 thing one we got coming.
Thing I have got to get used to it is there's no on and off for the charging and things like that. So basically, if the sun's shining, you get a little tiny green LED to show that it's charging and it's good. And when you run it, you get blue LEDs, and there's a series of 4 of them. If you've got 1 LED, you've got full charge, 2 LEDs, and so on. And at 4 LEDs, you're out, which is a bit counterintuitive. It's a bit, you expect it to be like full charge, all 4 are lit, and then it dropped back. But hey, there we go. Can't help that. Ports on it. There you go. You've got your USBs, and you've got your.
So you've got a little button compass on the back, isn't it?
Yeah, little tiny compass on the back there. Which let's have a look. Yeah, it's fairly accurate. It's pointing north.
We've got the fold away ones coming, and we also got another one that's to supply the white.
But again, I just wanted to see if it would. Is it something worth having with you to charge something like a phone?
Our security lights here and the lights in the garden are all solar. The security lights, they last sort of all year round, don't they? We don't have a problem with those. They're one of the ones that when someone moves, the light comes on.
I think that's about what we pay for our power pack, wasn't it? About 123 quid.
Not for the black one.
Big black one.
No, it was 200 odd.
200 odd.
Yeah. Because the other ones are like 5.
Yeah, you're right. It was a couple hundred quid on it, but good bit of kit. But again, prices on all that sort of stuff's coming down, and I've got some fold-out solar panels coming this week with any luck, which I want to see if they will charge my power banks and things like that.
Especially the other day, we had power cuts here, and we thought that, as you see from the video when you made the coffee outside, and funny enough, we'd already bought all the batteries, didn't we?
Yeah.
The week before, we got a nice little stock of things. So we've been stocking up a bit more.
Yeah, we seem to be getting a lot of power cuts here just lately. I know exactly what it is. We've just gone through a period of four years of building around here. They built a couple of new industrial parks. They've added on to the airport. They've built new estates and things like that. But the one thing I've not seen anywhere along the lines, and I noticed straight away, was the infrastructure.
Hi, John.
There's no increase to the substations. They're literally just tagging on.
We've actually had 2 this year catch fire. Yeah. One exploded, didn't it? And the other one caught fire.
Yeah. Which tells you they're getting overloaded.
Infrastructure is wrong.
Infrastructure isn't capable of dealing with it. And this is one of the problems, especially if you live in a town like ours, which is a growing town, where, it's great to turn around and say, oh, there's a field there, let's stick another 500 homes on it.
But they thought that's built up with all the sewers, the brown water, the
water supply,
normal water,
electrical supply. Got to improve it. John Kennedy, hello, mate. Hope you're good. It's again that's one of the issues that we're coming into. So again, got up in the morning, all the power's off, and I just literally went, oh well. Got the gas cooker out, put it outside in the sun, fired that up, stuck the kettle on, made us a coffee, went and got my little battery-powered radio, turned that on, tuned into the local radio station, no mention of the power cut, which straight away told me it was local.
Mick's gone round and made sure everything's stocked up for me, because obviously he's going to his mum's on Wednesday, so he's not really back till Sunday. So I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I know where the different stoves are and things like that. So me and Willow are going to be fine.
Yeah, that's it. So it's
You didn't die. That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't die.
I'm glad you didn't
die, mate. So again, that was part of prepping, isn't it? It's not just having all the gear, it's make sure that when I leave here and go over to the Isle of Wight, Kaz has got everything, knows where it all is, it's all accessible to her. Anything that she needs a quick run through on that she's not sure how it operates, do that, head out there.
The only pain in the bum bit is anything with a lid, because with my arthritis in my hands, a lot like those plastic water bottles, I just
things
like that. Yeah. If the bottle is squishy, as I call them, I can't get a hold on them, and so
I should crack off a dozen of those before I leave.
I'm going to make sure I'm going to get some of the bigger, harder bottles, so that it's a bit easier to undo it.
Yeah, it's a way less painful when you don't die. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, I know.
And the other thing is, like, for my prep, going over to my mum's, just in case anything was to occur, I'm taking a rucksack with me, nice lightweight rucksack, and there will be a very, very simplified basic kit in there, so that in the event that I had to make my own way back from the Isle of Wight, I could do. And it's a bit of over preparing, but if there is a grid down situation, the trains aren't running, I haven't got my car with me, right? The ferries aren't going to be running, so Billy Muggins here has got to row his way back across, which isn't too difficult, because I can walk along the beaches there at any time of the day, and I can find plenty of ways of paddling my way back across.
I still reckon you should keep like a little rigid dinghy somewhere on the island, just in case.
And and you're right, Simon. If push comes to shove, I could swim it.
John said, "Did you check out the shower bag? Got to be a plus with no power there." Yeah.
to be honest with you, John, it was that chilly here.
That's a good idea.
I
didn't
think of it, but if it did come into a few days, it would be a bonus. And I don't think I've shown that before, because it was coming to the camp with us. It will be rigged up there for people who want to use it.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky because we have
one of the things John sent over to me from the States was
party time, mate.
He sent me a solar shower.
Woo-hoo.
There we go. So that is a solar shower. That is designed. It heats off sunlight.
Those are similar to the bag I got on the back of my scooter.
Yeah, it's even got a little panel there which tells you if it's too hot.
Well, that's good.
It's going to burn you.
Lawrence.
I'm looking forward to giving that a go. Look forward to trying that out. Having a nice hot shower, and again, packs down fairly small. It wouldn't be too hard to stick that into the back of a Bergen or your kit.
I use those waterproof sort of dump bags. I've got a big one on the back of my big scooter, and that's fantastic for dropping the shopping in.
Well, it's UV. As John's just saying, it works on cloudy days. It's UV absorbent, so it absorbs UV rays and heats the water.
Because we used to watch used to be the Scrap Heap Challenge. The major from there, he did a house that's all stuff like that, and he got an old radiator and painted it black. And that's what they were using for
anything,
shower.
Anything that you can use to anything that will absorb the heat or absorb the UVs is going to generate heat. So again, solar radiation, it's something a lot of people are worried about. But use it.
Owen's in the house. And Lawrence.
Hiya, Lawrence. How you doing, mate?
Those wet wipes.
Hope you're good.
Yeah, I remember sending loads out when we used to do the boxes. To go out to the soldiers out in Afghanistan. Always put in the wet wipes.
Tea tree wet wipes. Tea tree wet wipes. Guys love them.
Andy.
Because not only did they give you a reasonable clean, but that tea tree, absolutely fantastic as an antiseptic, soothes sores and all the rest of it. But one of the other bonuses is flying, bitey, stingy critters absolutely hate it, loathe it. So again, it's another bonus. So if you're going out buying your wet wipes,
got these.
Yeah, get the tea tree wet wipes. As you can see, I use them all the time. They are fantastic. You should have, in actual fact, something I would recommend slinging into your kit. These are for the pound shop, I believe, aren't they?
Yeah. And they actually come as a twin pack.
Yeah.
So it's a quid for the 2 packs, and you've got 25 in there, but they stay moist quite long.
Yeah. Bushcraft Sussex makes you tingle as well. Be careful what you wipe with it.
Yeah. And as Simon says, natural repellent.
Yeah, it is a natural insect repellent. Absolutely works a treat. So again, every little advantage, isn't it? So quite often here in the summer, because I sleep with the window open and I don't wear pajamas and I don't like heat, so I'm literally on top of the bed.
Hi,
so
Philip.
Of course I'm prone to the old.
It's always a girlies, isn't it?
But I'll have a quick shower before I hit the sack, and then once I've stepped out of the shower, give myself a wipe down with one of those, and I don't get chomped on. We
always used to keep packing the glove box for the car as well.
Yeah.
Just in case, because when something goes wrong, you go under the bonnet of the car and you do something, you go back in the car and you think, oh, great. Ideal.
Yeah. Oh, sandflies.
Sandflies, yeah.
Oh, I hate sandflies. Hate the bloody things.
John said that was too much info, thank you. But yeah, so Herb Roberts the same.
Yeah.
I can't stand them sandflies. On the beach,
Hi Philip, how you doing? Yeah, we were not too bad. They're essentially is coloured in them. You're going to find them everywhere. Nasty clouds of flying nibbly things. And again, anywhere you've got a hot, dry climate or hot, humid climate, Yeah, you got stinger biters, bloodsuckers of every sort. It's they are
Hi,
everywhere.
Bill.
I Bill. The only place you're not going to find them is good old Antarctica. Yeah, so yeah, one day I'll make it to Antarctica.
Well, Philip, we were just saying how cold it's been today, and yeah, Bill, that's all we've been sort of really talking about. Much is Mick's got some solar stuff to try out. He's got some solar panel chargers and that to give a go.
And I'm going to be doing some cast iron, budget cast iron, and budget cast iron cookery. So I've got a frying pan coming, a skillet at the moment, but we've also picked up a couple of other bits of cast iron.
And the other one is in France. Your pan with the lid handles them.
Again, handy little bits of kit.
Congratulations, Lawrence. He's been promoted. He's now the portering supervisor.
Good man. Good man. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, those brown horseflies in Somerset, they could be a
horseflies. I tell you what, where I grew up in Cornwall, horseflies, mate, you never seen nothing like it. Horseflies down there would pick up a child under 10 and carry them away, kicking and screaming. Huge buggers they were.
Oh, you've just got some power banks, Philip. But yeah, we've been just like we've had power cuts, and it's so useful to have those sort of things.
Yeah, I don't think
it's not just phones, though, is it?
No, not just phones. It's all sorts of equipment. I mean, other things I like to do. So, like, I'm preparing to go over to my mum's in the Isle of Wight. I'm carrying 2 torch systems with me. All right, so new batteries, 2 of them taped together, quite simple, like that, ready to go, just as backups, just in case. But also, whilst I'm over there with my mum's, I know she's got a couple of torches. So,
hi, Adam.
What I'll do is I'll go around and just swap the batteries out for her and make sure she's got some good quality, up-to-date batteries in there.
Yeah, I think that you're right there, Adam. It's that time of year that everyone's sort of think, right, I'll get that. So,
yeah.
Hi, Sun Moon.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's if we're hitting the summer, so things like the solar light systems and all the rest of it are out there in the garden centres. They're out there in the camping stores and all the rest of it. Yeah, grab them while you can, because I'll tell you what, it's the winter where you tend to find that you can do them more. I plug my mother-in-law to power bank.
Yeah, Andy said their horseflies down there have saddles.
Saddles?
Do you use for ploughing as well? I don't know if anyone out there uses the ham radios while camping. We've had radios before, haven't we?
Ham radios in the UK. We have the issue of the ham radio licensing system, which are damn hot on. So if they pick it, if your signal's picked up, you can be well in the poo with it. It's stupid things. I just don't get me into licensing on radios. But I do use radio systems. I used little PMRs and all the rest of it quite often. Hiya, Lefty, how you doing? Hope Missouri's looking good out there, mate.
Yeah, the licenses, yeah,
license is ridiculous. So again, it's about having the technology if you can apply it as well. I've seen a lot of people coming up short in the UK at the moment with scanners, digital scanners. It's like, really, is there any harm in listening in on something? Because you're not going to get onto the police frequency. I can tell you that straight away.
The green fly, horrible things.
But the law says it's a no. So, what the law says, it's illegal to own it if you're listening it into emergency services. However, it's not illegal to have it if you're just listening into non-official channels. But then why would you have a scanner?
Yeah.
Just to listen to the next door neighbour on his CV.
Yeah.
You'd go and buy a CV, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the daft thing is, you can buy a maritime radio, right? So, you can go get yourself a maritime radio, and there's no ham license on that. So, it's one of those. There's so many rules, regulations, twists, turns, and all the rest of it. It's an absolute nightmare. Basically, for me, radio's really a PMRs for local stuff. You know, if I'm working with a group of people. Other than that, as long as I can get onto the long wave or the FM, so that I can tune in and find out what's happening around the world.
Baofeng, I've heard them before.
As well as local. Baofeng, yeah, good cheap radios.
I thought, didn't we have a CB with one of those?
Yeah, one of our CBs was, Baofeng, yeah. I see lots of people using those. Yeah. Comms is worth having. It's worth having. I use, within some of the stuff I do, like the rescue work and that, we use Zello. So we use that as our two-way network off of our mobile phones, and that works pretty well. Not quite as secure as some other systems.
Yeah, radiogram. I used to have my dad's. Yeah. It's yeah.
It's again. It's just keep yourself informed, isn't it?
Evening,
Hi, Mac. How did the camp go?
Yeah, he's been out in the boonies, isn't he?
Thank God for the thank God for the woomy. It was bloody freezing. Well, I think you've got John Kennedy to thank for that, mate.
Yeah.
He's the one that sent it.
Yeah, if you don't know, Mac and Rob have been out doing some wild camping over the last few days, haven't they? Yeah. And yeah, it's certainly been bloody cold.
It has been bloody cold. I was thinking about him last night.
You have to watch out for Rob sneaking over in the night and trying to nick your wooby, Mac.
Oh, Kit Keller, mystery message earlier. Oh, sticks, yeah. Yeah, so like I said right at the beginning, so it's May, isn't it? It's that funny month. It's in and out. It can be absolutely blazing saddles, and it can also be Baltic. It's just within 2 days it can change from one to the other. The winds haven't settled down yet. We're still getting northerlies and easterlies, but you give it another 2 or 3 weeks and it will start to break into summer and even out. And like I said right at the beginning, the old Yorkshire saying of "don't cast a clout till May is out" stands true. Something I was told as a boy, and it still stands good today. Alrighty, home, Mac. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Worth a visit for a video. We might have to come and do an overnighter up there.
Candygram from one go. Oh, blimey. Oh, there's a good entrance in.
10-foot gorse. Nice and secure. Yeah. I love gorse. Yeah. Set up a few OPs in gorse, haven't we, Mac? Yeah. Gorse is a great plant.
Yeah.
It's a great plant.
We put our tomatoes out Sussex, but they're looking a bit
struggling.
They are really struggling. I'm wondering when to lose them.
Yeah, it's that horrible weather. It will sort it though. It will sort it. It will improve.
Because you can eat the flowers on gorse, can't you?
Oh, yeah, gorse. It's
And you make tea out of them, I believe.
Yeah. You make tea out of them. Although one of the things you have to be aware, the prickles on the gorse bush can cause an allergic reaction. It's quite a common. Well, I say common. It is known to occur. And also secondary infection as well if you get pricked.
I bet it smells nice too. Phil, I mean, urban stealth camping, I can understand some of it, but I'd never understand why you want to go onto a roundabout. I wouldn't. Why would you want to be all those fumes going round and round you?
Well, the other thing
and
is,
you only wanted it to lose control, and that's it. You're scorched.
Round here, if you spend the night on a roundabout, all you've got is people drifting around you all
night long. You don't want to.
Yeah, it's a vanilla smell. Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
I thought that you could, Lawrence. You'd make a type of lemonade out of it.
Yeah. John was asking, so I'm just gonna.
It's nice. I've been looking to there's a lady I'm following at the moment on Facebook. She does a lot of the country recipes, and just lately she's been doing a lot of things with dandelions, how to do dandelion sweets, muffins, all sorts of recipes. I find it really interesting. So my little recipe book for things to try in the future is getting quite. I'm going to have to start pulling my finger out and having to go at some of these things.
Right, so here's one that Kaz picked up for me from the Wildlife Trust. It's a book. Okay, doke. So this is British Wildflowers and Trees, the Handbook. Okay. Now, as you can see, I picked that up for £3.99. Well, I picked it up for £3. It was actually reduced by Miles Kelly. Now, this, if you're starting out with your foraging path or you're learning your wild plants and that, one of the bonuses with this is it breaks down. I don't know if you can see that there. Your identification into on the flowers. On the flowers, it's down to colours. So you look at the colour of the flower, and then it will go through the list of flowers that are going to be that colour. And on the trees, it's the shape of the leaves. So it makes a really nice book for identifying. But the other nice thing with it is it's laid out like this. So you can make notes in the book. You can make notes down here, times, dates, add pictures.
That's a hawfinch, isn't it? Is that a hawfinch?
Yes.
Yay!
No. Is it or is it waxwing? Can't tell. Waxwing, yeah.
Yeah, waxwing.
Yeah. So, yeah. So again, for a cheap book, and it's
can get, if you look on eBay, World of Books, and I can't remember what the other one is, but there's two. They're the ones, the companies that actually buy books off people, and you can get those sort of books. And you go in there, and you can get them at like almost new books, but at really low prices.
Yeah, it's a great one. This is actually designed as a younger person's book, all right? However, I got it and I've been stunned by it because, again, it gives me a chance to make my notes. It literally gives me a handbook
leaves,
that I can take out with
fruit.
me, make notes in it, add my own bits of information for myself, like smells and things like that. Clematis? No, I don't think you can. Soon I'll look that one up.
Yeah, I think they're like part of the nightshade family.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I've got some quite nice books of the last books I've got of. I think it was Dandelions and Nettles. I got off eBay. I think I paid about £2, and they were free postage. So
I've never tried it. So it's not in that one. It's not in the food for free.
Love it, Phil. No, don't eat your hedge, just in case. No, if you have a lot of...
no, I don't think you can, clematis. I'm pretty sure you can.
Like pansies and violas,
I've got a little warning bell going off in my head. And it's not... Right, so one of the things I like to go with is the food for free, Collins food for free. Now, pretty much, if the plant is listed under the edibles in there, you know it's safe to eat.
You can make a nice tea, Owen, out of the cowslips.
Yeah.
You use the flowers and the leaves. You can make a nice tea out of that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of plants as well that have just died off in history.
You do. Life's boring if you don't have a laugh.
Yeah. Better not eat my hedge. Yeah. Yeah. I've got my little...
Free dogs said they used to smoke it, but they used to smoke clematis as a baccy alternative.
Ah, that wouldn't surprise me. So probably high in nicotine then. So if it's high in nicotine, it's going to be toxic to eat. And again, I used to have a company based in Godalming that used to make a herbal cigarette back in the 70s and 80s, and they used to make them out of bracken.
Don't know what things on the
they used to make these cigarettes out of bracken, and all it was literally the brown bracken dried, crumbled, formed into a cigarette with a filter.
So they call it a diuretic, isn't it? It makes you want to wee.
Yeah, diuretics.
Yeah, so diuretic is a dandelion. So, yeah, because you used to be told as a kid, don't pick it, you'll wee.
Yeah, it's really right. So with the dandelion, the diuretic side of it is actually the white sap. The leaves and the heads are
Hi, Mary.
really good practical foods. The stalk is full of a white sap, and so is the root. That is extremely bitter and a real high diuretic. So again, if it's a case of somebody suffering with water retention, it was something you could chop and put into their diet with something to hide the flavour, and it would help them to lose water. The root, obviously, that because it's so bitter, when you take the roots out and you toast the root, it's that sap is one of the one of the ingredients that, when roasted and that, loses a little bit of its bitterness and gives you that coffee type. I won't say exactly coffee, but a coffee style flavour.
Phil, that's fantastic.
But without the caffeine.
Phil,
yeah.
Phil's just saying that he's been playing his channel to his mental health group, and it's inspired a lot of his lads to get out into nature.
Oh, good.
I mean, I suffer myself from my mental health as well as my physical health.
Yeah.
And I feel so much better to go out and just be near the trees and things like that. I'm not a tree hugger. I could be, but yeah.
Yeah, it does make good coffee, and again, it's no caffeine in it, so you're not. And during the Second World War, that was really common. It was used as an ingredient there, as was the acorn, of course. The acorn, probably one of our most important food sources. If you think of ancient Britain being covered in trees from one end to the other,
and it's not just to fatten your pigs up, is it?
Massive oak forests. And acorns make a really good supply for calories. They have to be leached. Do your research on it. There's a specific way of leaching them. Has to be done, and it has to be done properly, or they will make you ill. But if they're leached, then roasted,
I love them.
Absolutely delicious.
Instead of peanuts,
can be powdered into a flour, used to make breads, used to make cookies, used as a grain. Can be eaten as a leached and roasted nuts. They last for years.
Like a lot of the Nepalese around here collect the acorns.
Yeah, and again, when it comes to harvesting, if you think of the oak trees in the autumn, when the acorns are dropping, ground's absolutely covered in them. It's a very simple thing to harvest. I know the First Nations people of America. There was
Phil. I might know that.
An interesting article where they literally said that if they were oak trees and the acorns were on the ground, they would not leave that area till they'd harvested as many as possible, and then would bury them, mark the area for when they came back, knowing that was going to be a source of calories there in dire situations. So again, it's knowing what's around you. We're surrounded by it, nettles, brambles, you name it, mushrooms, toadstool, fungi. But again, on my channel, I don't want to get into doing too much of that, purely and simply because if I put information out there and somebody misreads it, misunderstands it, or gets the wrong end of it, I don't want to be responsible for something.
Acorns, you almost feel like you're never going to get it to bleach out. It seems to go on and on and on, but it's worth it in the end, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long process. So
human squirrels,
Yeah, basically,
garden your nuts.
Bigger saucepan you've got. Go out, gather your acorns when they've dropped, when they've gone brown, shuck them. So basically, I find the easiest way of doing that is I literally just cut them straight in half. Okay. Push the inner kernel out of the shell, drop them into a saucepan, big old saucepan full of water. Put that on the heat, boil it. Boil that for about 20 minutes. Right, the water will go an absolute chocolate brown. Tip the water out.
Good evening, Jason.
Don't tip that water into a watercourse. For God's sake, you'll kill every fish for miles. But tip it out into the ground. Let that leach back into the ground. Refill it with fresh water. Repeat, and keep repeating that process until you can boil them for 20 minutes and that water's still clear. If you do that and the water is still clear, you can then take them out, sieve them. They will still stay whole. Then what I like to do is put them on a baking sheet into an oven, low heat for about 30 minutes, And all that does, that just toasts them off nicely. Take them out, a little bit of salt on them.
Yeah, a bit of Himalayan pink salt, yes.
Yeah, like eating roasted hazelnuts.
Island Jason's in the house.
Absolutely. Hi, Island Jason. So absolutely delicious. And again, during the Second World War, they'd roast them even further.
You smoke, I suppose, but do like dry roasted, couldn't you?
Yeah, but they would smoke them even further till they went dark brown, grind them into chunks and make a Sass coffee out of them. Which again, it has no caffeine, but it gives people something that was a simulant or a replacement for the coffee they couldn't get.
Yeah, nice shiitake.
Yeah. So again, good old acorn. And how many acorn trees or oak trees do you know of?
Especially the New Forest.
Yeah.
You
Beeches.
Yeah.
Got beech nuts. Beech nuts are the fiddliest thing in the world to harvest.
The little tiny beech leaves as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're nice.
Young beech leaves, beautiful salad.
I used to stand on the back of the Land Rover picking the small beech leaves off.
But with
have a nibble in the back.
With the beech nuts, you're racing squirrels all the time because again, they're so high in amino acids and oils. They really are a real superfood. But they are fiddly. There's no two ways about it. It is a camp thing. It would be go wild camping in the beech woods and spend the night collecting them.
Tonight, Island Jason, it's got moonshine and the moonshine old jalopy.
Yeah, it just got me redneck on tonight.
I suffered from the black dog.
I had somebody over here ask me the other day, and I couldn't actually answer it. What is the difference between a redneck and a hillbilly? Because I always consider myself a redneck. Right? So maybe somebody can tell me. I don't know. What is the difference between a redneck and a hillbilly? Have I got it wrong? Am I a hillbilly?
I've been a hazelnut pig for years. I used to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Cob nuts.
Cob
nuts.
Yeah.
They're nice in a little cookie. Homemade cookies. Hi, Trina.
Yeah. We're surrounded by edibles. I mean, that one there, that's not so much into you telling you what's edible or not. It's just a generic identifier. So you want to stick that alongside something like the...
All right. So Sussex says rednecks are Alabama and hillbillies are Kentucky.
Righty-ho. So basically it's just about where you're from.
It's a bit like our north and south divide, us being and southerners and
Yeah, or Cornwall and Devon.
Yeah. Don't. I've been watching they've had a lot on watching a lot of the live videos of the Cornish beavers. You can listen if you listen this and you listen, this beaver's cleaning itself and it goes great. I've just heard a flipping beaver fart.
I've never seen a Cornish beaver.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching something about that, Mac. It's the Billy part of the hillbilly was because they were Protestants. It was Protestants from the hills. Is a Cornish beaver like Cornish pasty?
I don't know. They might have a lot of pepper on them.
As long as it's got a lot of pepper on it, it'll be like pasty.
Rednecks are from Devon and Cornwall, and the hillbillies are from Norfolk.
All right.
No, I would have said the hillbillies from Pointy Heads, Plymouth. Hi, T. Yeah. Never met a lady down there. Yeah, I just don't know. I sat there and watched a video of a beaver cleaning itself and then farting. It's just, yeah, I suppose it is Sussex. Everyone's up north.
Yeah, it is for Sussex, I suppose.
Yeah, they probably do taste like chicken.
Yeah. It tastes like a beaver. We had this what was it we were chatting to the other day in that conversation come up and he said, what does snake taste like? And I just looked at him and went, it tastes like bloody snake.
Yeah, it's supposed to taste like chicken.
Yeah.
Red neckerchiefs. Don't know, Bob. It could be. Huh?
Yeah.
So you're not. Yeah, you're not. You were born in Surrey. You were born in Surrey, weren't you, Katrina? But now originally, but now up north. What did it make you?
You're a nomad.
Yeah, you're a nomad or
nomadic. Or a transient. Sorry, Katrina. The cider's making me a bit giggly tonight. I do apologise.
Rednecks get some name from being in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Farmers.
Oh, there you go. Elk crock, that's a good point. Try steaming them to leach them. It saves time and water. Yep. There you go. See? And I know in the old days they would put them into bags and hang them in fast flowing water like streams and that, which will do it over a period of time. However, again, because you're leaching out the tannins, which are toxic to fish, invertebrates, and so on, what you're doing is killing what's in the water. So I wouldn't advise it.
Sussex, it must be a Sussex thing. Because you said that you might ask you how long to cook a chicken. You said until it's cooked. My dad was from Sussex, and he used to say, "Where we go?" And he goes there and back again to see how far we've been.
Yeah,
it's always.
It was basically a burnt knock from
burnt knock, yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, there and back again. Yeah, definitely. It must be a Sussex thing.
Bushcraft Sussex calls his wife Mrs. Hobbit because she's Mediterranean, and Mediterranean means Middle Earth.
Tell you, you can bake them into bread, but they make nice cookies. And if you prepare them the same as peanuts, they are really nice.
Yeah,
you can flavour them because some people like chili nuts, some people like salted. So yeah,
you can tea. You can make a bread from them. You can make cookies from them, things like that.
Bob said it's from sunburnt necks.
Yeah, it's not the nicest.
But you've got balance
during
of sugar in it.
During the Second World War, what they were doing was they were grinding acorns, making acorn flour, and then mixing it with white flour or other flours
a bit of honey and that,
make it go further because of resources and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does work. It does work well. And if you try it and you find it's a bit bitter, you've not leached it enough. So again, what I'd say to you, if you're going to have a go at the first time, handful of them. Just take a handful of them. Run through the process, practice the process until you get it right. And you will be gobsmacked because it does make a great emergency substitute.
It's quite amazing to see that other people have used it as flour before and used different.
It's what you put with it, isn't it?
Things,
So, and again, a lot of survival foods. A lot of the base survival foods are bland. Quite often, they're either most of the plants out there are quite, how can I put it? They're bitter. They've got a bitterness to them. So you're looking for things to sweeten it up. A lot of the natural flowers and that can be a bit odd. The really popular stuff like hazelnuts, walnuts, and things like that, because they had quite a strong flavour, they became popular. The poor people just carried on managing what they could find. And then the real knack and art to it is being able to add things to it to take away that basic blandness.
You boil down your rose hips, you get your rose hip syrup, which is really sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've got your gorse flowers, you've got a lot of these different flowers.
Well, rose hip syrup, I mean, my mum was telling me, we were talking about this, and she was saying that during the war, the kids were given one afternoon off a week during the summer to collect rose hips. Those rose hips were collected in massive baskets and shipped off to factories where they were rendered down into rosehip syrup, which was then issued as a vitamin C concentrate to troops and civilians, young children, things like that, to give them back the vitamins and minerals that they were losing because of the rationing. So, and as she said, that just after the war, and even when I was a young boy, I can still remember seeing bottles of rosehip syrup on the shelf.
We used to have them at school.
Don't see it at all now.
You can still get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We at school they used to give it us in our rice pudding or semolina.
That's it.
You used to have that nice little puddle of pinky bits in there.
Yeah. It's all. And these are the tips. These are the things that aren't worth. They're worth saving. This is the sort of knowledge that's worth having for the future. If things get tight, they get difficult, they get hard. What can you fall back on when you've got nothing in the cupboard? What are you going to fall back on? And how? It's not just. I mean, let's face it. It breaks down to I need calories, so I can get the calories from the acorns. I can store them. Nobody else is going to nick a handful of acorns if they don't know how to prepare them.
All right, Lee.
Things like the syrups and that are going to give them a better flavour. Also give you those essential vitamins and minerals that you're going to need.
That was saying his granny used to take rose hips and make a tonic and give it to the neighbours. There are lots of free foods, but it's like people don't really go blackberry picking anymore. We used to do it. Yeah, we used to go for miles along the old disused railway track.
This keeps going as kids, doesn't it? Yeah. As kids,
you come back with you all cut to pieces and your little purple paws.
Up at the crack of dawn, out, gone all day. I mean, Mum said she never. Once we got sort of like, well, I was the oldest, so once I was about sort of 10, 11, she never worried about us because she said you'd be gone 8 to 10 hours of the day. You come staggering back about half an hour before last light, absolutely exhausted. She said, but I knew you weren't hungry. You come in, she said, do you want something to eat? No, we're right. Because we'd pretty much foraged from the hedgerows. You'd be out playing in the fields. You get hungry. Oh, the blackberries are out. Nom, 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 blackberries. Oh, crab apples. Oh, nom, 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 nom. Oh, dandelion leaves. Nom, 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 nom. And you kept yourself topped up that way. And to us, that was just the way it worked. It was that or walk the 5 miles back home. Go back home, get a cheese sandwich. No, I'll just fill up on what I can find and keep going.
That's interesting, Macca. I'll give that because my arthritis pain is really, the meds aren't working right with them.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely give anything a go. So
green gages. Oh, you see now, Sussex, you're my friend there.
I like green gages.
I know there's a green gage bush at Merrow, and I used to love that tree as a kid. Green gages, damsons. Oh, damsons. Neighbour used to have a damson tree, and I used to, when they were really ripe, at the point where they get soft and they're super sweet, I used to climb up to the top of that tree and sit up there for hours.
I know Calfold.
Damsons.
Right, Sussex Harry Hawkins, knacker man from Calfold, used to make some really good cider. I expect the berries are there.
Yeah.
Especially your climate there, Glasgow.
Yeah, essential part of bush life. Again, it's getting those vitamins and minerals, isn't it? It's getting those essentials. Although you've got to argue with the bears as well. So, green gages there are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Just as they've gone to that yellow, and they're soft, they're just starting to soften, getting sweet. Fantastic. Sloe gin, sloes, another really, really good high level of vitamin C, high levels of iron, full of antioxidants. The thing is, antioxidants, I should say, but the thing is, for most people that don't know about them, they stick them in their mouth, bite it once, mouth spits it out, and they never go near them again. But like as your missus knows there, prick them, put them in the gin, gorgeous flavour. I don't prick mine. I pick my sloes, put them in a bag, stick them in the freezer for 2 days. The old trick was, they used to say, don't pick sloes until after the first frost. One of the things with the sloes, they are super, super bitter, very sharp and sour, until the frost has frozen them. Once the frost has frozen the berry, it releases the sugars and it starts to break down. So again, that's another bonus. If you want to sweeten them up, put them in the freezer for a couple of hours or for a couple of days. Freeze them, defrost them, let them defrost fully before you put them into your
our youngest went to Merristwood, didn't it? Oh, Merristwood Agricultural College.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go to Curdford for our apples. Dad used to wrap them in paper and put them underneath the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, green gages, love green gages.
I like plums.
Yeah.
Black Cedar, never heard of that one, Philip. I'll give that one a go as well.
And then take it easy, Lawrence. Look after yourself. Shipley and Dragon's Green for a few years.
Dog's arse.
That's a great name for a place, isn't it? Dragon's Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shipley.
Medlars. Yeah. Oh, scrumping. Yeah. Can't be a bit scrumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one quite an apple orchard and that behind the bungalow. So we used to go, we used to have that Austin A4. We used to go in there and get all the little ones on the roof to pick the apples off, and then we used to drive off and leave them in the tree.
I didn't know that. So in the fall, black bear gets a blueberry tasting fat. Brilliant. Brilliant. I suppose because they've gorged themselves on the blueberries.
Yeah.
They float. Yeah. And oh mate, I could ask you 100 questions about that, about black bear, about the fat, about the meat and that. Because again, we don't have those sort of critters here. But again, it's yeah. When people hear you say to them about killing a bear for food, and they sort of look at you like you're an idiot. But again, you know, it's a meat source, it's a protein source, it's also a competitor. So, you know.
Yeah.
Bushcraft Sussex is a prolific scrumper.
It's like a black pig in Spain. They're fed on acorns. I'm surprised that's why the acorns, they have the wild pigs out in the forest, New Forest, don't they? A cloudberry.
Oh, wow. Jason's saying he got a blueberry bear once. Its meat was almost blue. So purple. Blimey, actually starts to. Wow, that's fascinating.
Oh, wow.
That's fascinating.
Mind you, I suppose it's like flamingos. They get their colour from the shrimp that they eat, don't they?
Yeah. Cloudberries up on the moors, yeah. And the other, there's 101 plants, berries, and I can see pictures in my mind of some of the berries.
What are the ones we will get at Hankley?
At Hankley, we get bilberries.
Bilberries, yeah.
Yeah. Very similar to a blueberry, but a lot smaller and a little bit more tart, but nice again. And again, up at my woods there, it's bilberries everywhere because it's sand, and it's just swathes of bilberry plants. But you've got to beat the wildlife to it.
Yeah, because they home in on it. You've lost it.
The deer and the squirrels literally sit there with a stopwatch, and one of them's going, yeah, nearly, go, and that's it. And within 2 days, it's harvested. Yeah. I nearly bought a salmon. When was that?
Yeah.
Friday, didn't it?
They had some.
Local Morrison's doing a whole salmon, and it was a good sized salmon for 20 quid. And I was like, well, might make a good video. Yeah. Bilberries. Yeah, lovely.
We just defrosted. We got a smallish. So,
over in the corner there, we got our little freezer. That's our game meat freezer. Yeah, so we've just defrosted that, sorted that out, ready for this season's load up.
Night, Kiwi.
Got that all organised and sorted. So, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, all prepped up, ready to go. So we'll start loading that up. Kiwi, take it easy, mates. Look after yourself, and just take it easy, brother. You know we love you. Oh, and Sam, he's not with us tonight. But Sam from Yorkshire Outdoors and Survival.
I would
just like to do that. Well done, Sam. So
he did his overnight.
He got his overnighter done. And he got out there, and big ups to the guy. Not everybody's comfortable being out in the woods on their own overnight. Okay. And he cracked it. He got out there. He did it. He faced his demons. He stood them down, and he come out of it a better man for it, I'm sure. And it's one of the things we've also got to remember in what we do. Not everybody's comfortable with it. Not everybody's used to it. It can be quite oppressive. For those of us that are used to it and are comfortable with it, it becomes a real pleasure. But anybody that can face their fears, and we all have fears, every single one of us don't. If you say to me you haven't, I see you've not discovered what it is yet. But when you do, you'll know about it. But to actually stand, face your fear down, confront it, yeah, fair
a lot of
play
times
to the bloke.
a lot of it is the noises.
Yeah.
It's the noises they're not used to. And if we watch programs like Mr. Ballon,
Yeah,
and in the UK we don't have those sort of animals, but
Mitch, if you were going to pick your best stick stove, which one would it be? Oh, I know exactly straight away. I know which one that is.
Is that going to be your foldy out one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were out the other day and there was a cuckoo. We were out to do some filming.
My best stick stove.
Yeah, owls, because they come in and you don't hear them. They just suddenly appear.
Right. The best stick stove I have, the one that I think is the best value for money, the most efficient stick stove, is this one. And this was from, I think you can get them on Amazon and Temu.
Yeah.
Not expensive. Okay. They're just a simple stainless steel folding box stove. Has
see the heat is sort of twisted it a bit.
Has a grate inside it there. Has a plate that goes
ash
in underneath there to catch some of the ash.
Got a little door on there.
And on the top here, these aren't handles, by the way. They are locators for your grill. English woodsman, you may notice they're locators for your grill, so your grill don't fall off.
Yep.
Because he thought those were carrying handles. My point being, if you don't need them when it's cold, and when it's hot, you're not going to use a handle that's there.
Got a nice big door.
And a nice big door on it as well. Benny uses one exactly the same. Now these you can pick up on Amazon, Temu, sub 20 quid.
We used to play with our Land Rovers in Slindon.
They are an absolute diamond of a bit of kit.
I've had this 3 years now.
3 years, 17 quid, 3 years use. No issue with it at all. Comes with the bag. I broke the zip in the first couple of days of owning the bag. Wasn't too bothered by that because the bag's held together. But again, you know, it packs down reasonably small, but it's sturdy. It's strong. It will last the test of time. So that's my favourite stick stove.
They because Benny's got one of those, isn't he? But he bit of it broke on his one.
Yeah.
But they're easy to load up, aren't they? Those sort of ones, because they've got quite a big entrance to.
Yeah. And there's lots of bush boxes out there, but I think for the value for money and for how well it works, I still think that is one of the best out there. And I've seen a lot of.
Because Ray, you've had a bigger one of those, haven't you? Haven't you?
Ray's got the large one.
Yeah.
I've seen some quite expensive bush boxes or twig stoves out there.
Yeah, it is Monday, but we'll.
I had to have a meeting last night, and it was a meeting I had to attend. I had no choice in the matter. Sort out some bits and pieces. So I stuck a premiere up last night so that you guys could have a chat if you wanted to. You could still get together. But we decided that we would do a quick live tonight just to catch up.
Naughty Lee.
Yeah. What's that? Well, yeah, we know you're slightly better endowed than the rest of us, my friend. Yeah. So again, it's good, simple.
Yeah, you've got the hobo stove for the Kelly kettle.
Yeah,
as well,
the hobo stove for the Kelly kettle's another good one.
Matt was saying he's got a friend who wants to get one and have it upgraded to work. He works at a company who do laser cutting.
Oh, mate. Yeah, that's the one. Tell him to have a look at that. Or there are
5 days. So but you're knackered, aren't you?
Right, or you can go with again, that's a Luxarda one. That's a Luxarda stove, and basically it's hinged on 3 sides. You've got a pin with it, which drops through there, squares everything up, and yeah, you've got a grate that goes in the bottom. You've got a meths holder for your meth stove if you want to use a meth stove.
Oh, nice, Sussex.
Crosses to go on the top. And I like these hinge stoves. I've gone right off of these stoves that you've got to get all the slots and slot them together. Pain in the arse, especially when it's cold. For the hinge on 3 sides, it just makes life so much easier to set up than trying to slot these stupid bits of metal in together.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a little bit of a fiddly process. But even somebody as naturally clumsy as me,
I wish when I treat things like that, it always goes flat on me. Yeah, Max said to Steve to ask you about Glastonbury for 3 weeks. Doing security.
Oh, mate,
because that's what Steve's just done 5 days security.
God, Glastonbury, fuck that. Yeah, there you go.
So which one are you going to bring with you, Max, when you come in?
So
when you come to the camp.
So for me, hinged, I spend a little bit extra. Hinged.
It's like the ones that you put together look like a cattle trough. The ones that you put them down like that up there. Yeah. I think I've got one of those here. They are such a pain in the behind to put together. See, I've got so much choice now. I'm watching where he's putting everything, so I can remember if I need to use it while he's away.
There you go. These are the ones I don't like. These are the ones I don't like.
Do you notice they're getting smaller and smaller? The bigger, the smaller, and
this is a Luxarda as well. But when it comes like that, and you have to sit there, that's okay, nice and easy. That's okay, nice and easy. Now you've got to make sure that that's the right way round to hook into that. So yeah, that's not too difficult. Now, bear in mind you also got to put that in there.
All right.
So you've got to line that up with that.
It's definitely the hinge ones, isn't it? It's because if you need to, you can easily get a little something to. Yeah.
Right.
This is when he throws out the window.
This is where it becomes a giveaway.
Don't say
that one onto that one, that one onto that one, that one into that one, that one into that one. Now you get to that far, and now you can slot slot that one into that one, and now you yeah. So I don't like those. No. I think that is an absolute faff and a pain in the arse. The other thing is, these are quite sharp. It's stainless steel.
Yeah.
Okay. They are quite sharp, and it is quite easy to give yourself quite a nasty nip or a slice on the old finger with that. So again,
that is right. They are light, but
they are super light. But again, something with the folding version with the hinges on it just makes life so much simpler. So much simpler. And again,
you see, he's got his trouser pocket bag for that.
Yeah, as you get larger and your OGs don't fit you or your combats don't fit you anymore, remember, just slice off the trouser pocket.
Oh, well, like I said, when you go on the UK Alone show, I don't think we've really, well, I suppose you could tend them out on the moors, but we haven't really got the...
I'd do it if they did the competition here in the UK, if they did a version of Alone here in the UK, stuck us out on one of the Scottish islands or something, I'd definitely be up for it. I would definitely be up for it.
Yeah, Mac, I don't know if you see that yesterday, the Cairngorms was all covered white with snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'd definitely be up for it.
Yeah, Bill said you camp near McDonald's. Night, Phil. Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
Yeah, take it easy, bro.
And to all your men out there, you know, hope you're going outside into the into nature helps you with your mental health.
And to all your guys that watch this, guys, stay strong. Enjoy the countryside. Get out there, make contact with it. It's healing. It will make you feel better. And know that people care. I care. Kaz cares. All these people care. Everybody. We all have problems in our own ways, and we all have difficulties. There's no shame in it. There's no embarrassment in it. But get outside into the countryside and breathe deep. Just allow yourself that chance to go.
Take your socks off and put your bare feet into the ground. Give yourself a bit of grounding. That does make a difference.
Yeah, it's. I used to think it was all a lot of waffle and a lot of silly, till I experienced it myself and had my eyes opened up, and it's worked for me. Sometimes just escaping all the clutter of life, the internet, the phone, the
I'm always walking barefoot. I'm always getting told off for it.
Just getting out there. Yeah, mate. And as Lee Michelle saying there, he made a stove once out of bacon trays. Well, exactly that. Adapt. Yeah, there are many methods.
Eating Lavoo.
Over the years, I've seen guys using old saucepans. There was a time back in the 80s and 70s where you walk down any country lane in the UK, for some reason you find an aluminium saucepan somewhere, or one of the old enamel ones. Make a pot, get that, build a fire in that, and then put something over the top of it. Because that's the bush box. All a bush box does is it channels the heat in one direction.
Like a big Benny used to make them all from the baked bean tins, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean the secret of a bush box is quite simple. It just channels heat in one direction. It doesn't allow it to escape out the sides. So all the energy of the fire is getting pushed up to the base of the pan or whatever you're cooking on, rather than it just spreading out and radiating out and disappearing. So they do make a great cook system, but again, if you're on a super tight budget, anything that's going to channel it. I mean, let's face it, you can take something as simple as that at the end of the day, punch like a series of holes around the bottom.
That's what tea coffee canister, isn't it?
Make a twig stove out of that. I've also got.
Didn't Jason get your giant baked bean tin? Yeah.
Giant baked bean tin, and funny enough, I found a lid.
Yeah, it's a catering.
Fits on it perfectly, and there's what a great little pot. But you could punch some holes in the bottom of that, make a great little hobo stove.
The kit you get in the net bag.
Yeah.
The fold down.
Yeah, the one that got eaten by the acidic.
Yeah.
So I might even be doing a bit of a Moore's Kachansky with that at a later date. But
it's Muddy Rot's foodie got those, didn't he?
Yeah, anything that channels that heat.
So how are you, Lavoo? Enjoying your video?
Katrina, I'm going to go for now. Yeah. All right, Katrina, take it easy. Lavoo, my man. Oh, Lavoo, see his new tent setup. How are you getting on with that new tent setup? How's that working for you? Yeah, that's quite enjoyed that. That looks smart. Looks a bit taller than the old Lavoo. Probably be able to stand up in there.
Excellent.
And got a bug net, which is going to be a real bonus.
Lee Michelle said that he made a small forge with one of those big tins.
Yeah, it can do.
It's just shows you, doesn't it, that you don't have to spend loads of money out to get a reasonable
bit of inventive genius. Yeah. Quite often, it's the art of survival is not the kit that you carry on your back. It's the kit you carry in your head. It's giving yourself enough knowledge to be able to adapt to situations, take what's around you, make the most out of it. And quite often it's also a lesson in thinking outside the box. I've seen people faced with problems, they've got all the kit and everything laid out in front of them and absolutely fell flat on their face because you take out something like the guy lines. You take out one piece of equipment like the guy lines and then all of a sudden they can't operate. Exactly. It's not
make do amend.
Yeah.
You can't. If something breaks, find something to replace it.
Adapt, overcome, and diversify.
Mm.
Yeah. Or diversify, adapt, and overcome. Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. So again, the whole prepper survivalist thing is really that is the foundation of it. It's one of the reasons I've gone to on a lot of my stuff now, just carrying a small knife. To show people that you don't need to go out and spend it, because there was literally got into a craze of where if you didn't have the right knife, then you're going to die. That's absolute pants.
Very true, Ray.
It's it's nice to have an army survival knife. It's nice to have a bushcraft knife, but if you haven't got it, you adapt about it and move on. And when we look back at the times when people, or probably the best time to have been a survivalist and a wilderness man was during things like the gold rush in America. The main knife people carried was a butcher's knife. It wasn't particularly thick, it wasn't particularly huge, but it was sharp and it could do 20 or 30 different jobs, and it was light enough to carry. So it could be used as a defensive tool, it could be used as a skinning tool, it could be used for preparing meat, it could be used for trimming down bits of wood. It could be, so again, it's about adapting, finding what works for you. Yeah, Mora knife companion. Yeah, Mora knives. You can't go wrong with them. They again.
Yeah, he's looking for. I think everyone's looking forward to it. Sussex. It's only a couple of weeks to go. It's going to be really good.
Where's the other one? It's in the box.
Ray says, "What do you think about knife videos?"
What do I think about
knife videos?
Yeah, I like knife videos, and don't get me wrong, I do like seeing people's knives. I do like seeing some of the expensive ones. Okay, simple as, isn't it? Little Mora. I do like some of the expensive. It's gear.
Yeah.
All right, we all like gear. Simple as that. I've got my MOD survival knife there. What I rate as probably one of the world's greatest knives for survival. Okay, there we go. Why have I got it? Because I've had this for nearly 30 years. It's been all over me. It's done every job I've ever required it to do. It's done it well. Okay. Can I survive without that? Yeah. I can do a lot of what I need to with that. It's just going to be a little bit slower and a little bit more thought gone into it. Okay. But it is nice to see. Bushcraft Rebooted. It's a great channel. I go onto his lives quite regularly if I'm up in the early hours of the morning. And he's got some very fancy, what I would call fancy knives, and they're nice. I love to see them.
Acorns said he's got a Lixada gasifier secondary burn stove. It fits perfectly inside a 14 centimetre zebra pot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So again, it's what have you got? What can you adapt? What works for you? Find what's comfortable for you. Find what's sufficient for you and what's within your budget. Don't let your budget suddenly, if I can eke my budget out into 4 pieces of kit rather than 1 bit of kit, I'll take the 4 bits of kit. My meaning there is, if I was starting out fresh and I was looking at knives, and I had say £100, well, at that £100, what I actually want to do is buy a decent Mora, a good tarp, a good pot. Yeah, and with what's left, I could then buy bits to go with it, like a little bush box or something like that, or I could adapt a bush box. It'd be a case of look at what I could get out of that money. They also, again, and I'm not knocking it, there is a snobbery to gear, and we see it in all in all sorts of channels and all sorts of places. There is a snobbery to gear. There is a thing where people like to go, oh, I've got this one. It costs £1,000.
Yeah, well, if you lose it, you are going to be really upset.
It's fine. It costs you £1,000 if you've got the money to spare on it. Brilliant. All the best to you and all the rest of it. Me personally, I'd rather spend a bit less, have a bit more on something else. Because I'm on a tighter budget. If I was a millionaire, I can guarantee you, if I was a millionaire, that would all be super shiny up there.
El Proctor, what is your favourite grind? Is his favourite one is convex.
Right. So yeah, it's convex. Convex for heavy work.
It's down at Three Dog, yeah.
Right. I tend to work on a principle of, like most people today, Scandi grind, because the Scandi grind is a good down the middle. Right. I use concave grinds for filleting knives, boning knives, things like that. For those really fiddly, super sharp jobs, concave grind does not have the durability to its edge, but it will give you a super fine edge, and it's just a pain in the arse to sharpen. Convex, absolutely brilliant. Convex grind on something
like Simon.
On something like that that's got to do heavy work.
Put that at me.
You know, that the convex grind on that splits timber beautifully. It holds a reasonable edge. It's a harder wearing tool. So basically, how I split them down is for fine work. Yeah, go with that concave. For more brutal jobs, go for the convex, because you've got more meat nearer the edge. It's going to protect it, do the job better. That's why most axes you'll look at, they're a convex grind, basically because it puts the meat down near the edge. Night, Simon. Sleep well, mate. Have a good week. Yeah, Scandi. Yeah. Scandi grind like that. It's a good crossover of the two. I mean, Mora knives have been around forever. I mean, I bought my first Mora when I was about 14 as a fisherman's knife. Had the plastic sheath. It had a red beach handle. It was absolutely brilliant knife.
So his green mirror knife with spikes sharpness still 50 years now, well worn, but still. The thing is, you get those sort of things when you use it that length of time. That's it is part of your body, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
becomes a friend.
Yeah,
it becomes something you work with. I mean, when we talk about Scandi grinds,
bushcraft doesn't like the Scandi grind. It's not very good for carving details.
No, it's not. It's a general purpose. See, this knife is one of my most treasured knives. Okay, this was bought my 30th wedding anniversary by the good lady Caroline here in Norway, and we were in a Sami shop. The Sami people come into Bergen every summer, and they open their stores because through the winter they produce their goods out whilst they're doing their reindeer herding, and they come in. So she bought me a Sami. We actually turned around. We asked to speak to one of the young ladies that were on the desk because they're a lot more attractive than their older men. But we asked to speak to somebody. Said, explain to them what I do. What is the knife that the average Sami man would carry out in the field? Because they did a whole range from big to small. And the guy said, that is what the average Sami man would carry with him on a daily basis. Okay.
It's bone, antler, and
it's reindeer antler, reindeer bone. Now, the grind on that looks like a Scandi grind, but it is actually, in fact, a slightly concave grind, and it is immensely sharp, absolutely immensely sharp. Okay. It's a great little working knife. It will cut almost anything. So they're obviously preparing meat, working in the field. They do a lot with leather and that. So that knife, for that reason, is a beautiful knife. I love it. It's got great feel to it. It works. It's light. I can work all day long with it. Now, this one was made in the 1930s. Okay. Now, this knife was made by a British company for an Austrian supplier. We know that because there is a stamp there on it there. And when I did the research on the stamp code, which is DRGM, and then it's got a number, 6-digit number after it, from 1890 to 1939, that stamp had to go on any item that was manufactured outside Austria or Germany and imported, okay, to show that the duty had been paid. Now this knife here is a camping knife of that period. It is absolutely a stunning knife. Dropping the bits. It comes with a marlin spike, a screwdriver which is period correct, and a metal file on it. Okay. Now, although it looks like a sheath knife, the beauty of this one is the blade detaches and the tools then refit. Okay. That is made with a stag antler scales. It's an aluminium furniture on it with a steel insert. And lastly, not least, and of course, the essential corkscrew. The one thing I am missing for it, and I want to try and find the original one, is a tin opener. But again, what you're left with handle-wise is like that. The blade does not fold into the handle at all. It's a sheath knife. So, and that's the original sheath for it. And that was made by a company called Fagan in Sheffield.
Lee and Michelle was saying, I love the knife. Still not found much detail on it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, listen to that. I mean, so bear in mind, we know this was made prior to 1939. Okay.
Hi, Mike. How are you feeling?
Oh, do it the right way around. Do it the right way around. Listen to this. Listen to that. Still
it clicked like no. Yeah, sort of 3 dogs in.
It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of craftsmanship. Probably in its day, and all the tools slip into a little pocket in the front of the sheath. It's interesting to see there's a marlin spike in there. So again, you're going back to a period of time when people worked with ropes. Apparently, these were very popular within the Boy Scout movements of the time.
It's a hell of a knife for a Boy Scout to carry, isn't it?
Yeah. So it goes back to the time that was your Boy Scout was lugging that around. But a beautiful thing. Would I take it out in the field? No, I wouldn't. It's now an antique. It's a prized possession to be kept, looked after. Handed on to my sons when I face my next adventure. But yeah, fantastic, beautifully.
I realise it's got a.
Yeah, it clicked. Yeah, 3 dog. That it did. It clicked together like it was brand new. It's an absolute. Things were engineered a lot better then, simpler, but better. You know,
quality was there, wasn't it?
The quality was better. That would have been finished in a factory by a guy sitting with files and filing out the slot. Okay, so there's one of the things to be said about old kit was it was finished by hand. There's somebody's eye, a craftsman looked at it and went, "That's good enough," right? Or that's going into the bin to be redone or recycled. So again, that's the way it works. What works is if you can find the antique kit, find it, and restore it. And don't be. I mean, when I got that, the blade was really, really, really pitted. It had been. Somebody had a go at it with a Dremel to try and clean it up and scored the blade. So that I hand sanded that blade back, which took a long time, but hand sanded it back, took all the pitting out of it, cleaned it up, then polished it, yeah, it's going to be. It'll last another couple of 100 years.
Yeah, our boys will definitely look after everything that they get given. They would. I can see both of them using those forever and then passing them on as well.
Yeah.
But Sussex said that Dremel should be banned.
Dremels are. You know, I see. That's how I got it. Funnily enough, was the person that had it had made such a mess of it that he pretty much gave it away to me. And he sort of said, Blades had it. Blades no good, mate. Blades had it, but I thought you might like the handle. You might be able to reuse the scales. I got it, brought it home, looked at the function and that, and I thought, I can clean it up with vinegar and just leave it as is, but it's just going to look a mess. Or I can actually take the time to hand sand it back and take all that out of it. And again, with repairing knives, the best, you get a knife that's pitted, you've got two options. One is get yourself some white vinegar, sit it in white vinegar for 2 days, take it out, and you need bicarbonate of soda at that point, a strong solution of bicarbonate of soda and water, and then soak it in that to neutralise the vinegar.
Good night, Owen.
Give it a good wash off, heat it up to vaporise the water off so it gets all the water out of the pits. So you're going to put it into an oven. It doesn't need to be massively hot, but it needs to go into the oven, bake, dry it out completely. That will take the rust off for you. You can then look at the pitting and think to yourself, I'm happy with that. It'll clean up fine. Or, if you have to, is then sit in a vise, get yourself a wooden block and start with a fairly coarse paper and work your way down the grades.
Treat yourself, Bill.
And just hand sand it exactly the same as you would if you were making a knife from fresh. And basically, you're going to sand those pits out. But by using a wooden block and doing it, you can keep the original profile. And you can just take it off literally micron by micron by micron until you get it back down to it's clean and it's as you want to see it. Please don't ever look at it. I mean, I go around car boot sales and things like that sometimes, and I see pen knives and that, and I look at them and I go, I could save that. If they are worth saving, I'll buy them and save them.
Pipe one that's only about yay big, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got some
little tiny little thing,
dinky things, and you know, and it's sometimes actually that it might take you 2 or 3 days or even weeks to hand sand it back. But the pleasure you'll get from actually looking at it when it's done, or you've taken it back to the point where it looks like it's on the showroom, that's well worth it. It's well worth it.
I'm gonna have to
leave,
I'm afraid.
Yeah, we're getting near time anyhow. We're getting near time now. We're at 1 hour and 42 minutes, so I'm going to let Kaz go and ease some pain. Yeah. Take some meds as well.
Yeah. Night all. Sorry it fell over and made the dog jump. But yeah. Then, good night all, and see you again soon. Oh.
He's jumped off the bed and knocked your little table.
Oh, right.
Made himself jump.
What a look.
Right, do excuse me. Yeah, little dog gave himself a bit of a scare.
You frightened
himself? He'd curled up and gone to sleep on the bed in our bedroom, and Kaz has got one of these little folding tables so she can do stuff on the computer. What he's done, he's heard her say good night, jumped up, hit that, knocked it off the bed, leapt off the bed himself, given a yap, and now he's looking a bit embarrassed. Give yourself a bit of a fright there, didn't you, mate? Let's put Mummy's chair over there. Yeah, it's the kit is out there. That's what I think the point of that is. The gear is out there. Quite often you'll find really nice bits of kit. Places like car boot sales, junk sales, second-hand shops and things like that. And some of the real treasures are the ones that really look the worst. You just have a good look at it. Think to yourself, can I clean that up? But don't be tempted to take electrical sanders, grinders, that sort of kit to it, unless you've got professional gear and you really know what you're doing, because controlling them is difficult, and you go just a fraction too deep, fraction too much pressure, and that's it. You'll never get rid of that mark. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's coming up to about the time now, isn't it? 1:45. So that's an hour and 45 minutes. I tell you what, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start winding up a minute. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to say good night to one another. Thank you for joining us tonight on a Monday night. I really do apologise that we had to throw up something different last night for you. It won't happen again unless it's really, really essential. The good news is everything went fine last night. The meeting went really well. Everything was looking rosy for my future. We're all doing great, grand, and all the rest of it. So hopefully you guys are as well. So, and after our conversation earlier on, I think I'm just going to refer to myself as a redneck. Simple as that. Mickey is a redneck. Yeah, block sand it. Jason, yeah. Basically hand sand it with a block. It takes a lot more effort, but it's a lot more rewarding when you finish it. You'll get a better finish. The problem with using machinery for doing stuff like that, like I say, it's just, and I've done it a couple of times myself, just that little bit too much pressure on a belt sander. That's it. You've knackered it. If you do it by hand, you can literally every couple of passes check it, clean it, give it a wipe, work it back, and the reward is in the effort that you put into it. When you've got it done and it's been, hand sanded to me, I used to hate it. So when I was making knives, I'd set up my blank, get my papers all laid out, water's all laid out, because obviously you want to wet your paper and all that. So got me blocks of different shapes and sizes for doing it. And then my top tip to you, put the headphones on, put on some music, and try and find something that's got a good rhythm for the sanding. Yeah. And then you just get into the sanding. Yeah. Get it. And it's just literally hours and hours and hours of going like that. Don't apply too much pressure. If you find your thumbs or your hands are aching, too much pressure, back it off a little bit, because it's more about repetition. What I find with papers and that, the harder you push them down, the more damage you do, because it scores. But not only that, it's not actually doing the job you want it to do. You want to take off a very fine layer every single pass. And yeah. And then after a few days of blood, sweat, and tears, you'll find yourself taking off them headphones at some point, dipping it in, looking at it, and going, da, da, da. And the halo appears around you like that. It's like, da, da, look at that! I made it new again. And yeah. And you'll find you get a bit sensitive about things that you put that much effort into. People, can I have a try with that? No. It's bad enough if I chip or damage or score it. Don't let anybody else do it. Yeah, music used to be my go-to in the forge. My forge used to have a split door, like a stable door on it, and a big sign which basically said, "Do not disturb, do not come in, do not interfere." Kaz wouldn't come near me, because when I was in there working, usually I had the headphones on, the music was on, and I was in my zone and did not want to be disturbed. Especially when you're working with metal, you're working in the forge, you're swinging hammers. And bear in mind, I had no mechanized equipment. Everything was done by hand. So I'm swinging hammers. It's all about timing. It's all about placement. It's all about movement on soft metal. And if somebody disturbed you and you're mid-swing, that's it. It's just trashed whatever you were doing. It's a real nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, draw knives, sharpen slowly. Yeah. Time and effort. The more effort gone into actually preparing it, the better it is. Always same thing with sharpening your knives. Take your time sharpening your knives. I get frustrated when I see people going. No, set it up. Get yourself comfortable. Put your music on. Take your stone. My system, you've seen that. So mine's a setup system. It's a Lansky system, and just pass. Smooth, gentle and easy. Take your time, check it, smooth, easy, and you end up with a lot better job on it. And you'll end up with an edge that will cut whatever you want it to cut. Yeah, autopilot. Well, you hit your mate's chainsaw bar with your grounds force. I bet that killed the chainsaw bar. But that knackered that. Yeah, done a few of those in my time. Yeah, it's all about people in this crazy world of ours today want everything super fast, super efficient. So I keep saying, I was looking the other day. It was a mechanized chainsaw sharpening tool, a mechanized one, battery powered. Why? Why? When I worked in forestry, on me all the time, I had my little chain vice and my files all the time, and I'd stop. Starting to get a bit blunt. Stop what I was doing. Knock that in with my axe. Put my chainsaw on it. Sharpen it. 20 minutes sharpening. Reset the teeth. Back to work. Right. And I mean, I worked in a lot of plantation work, and that's piecework. So there's somebody banging on you all the time. But if they saw you sharpening your saw, they never once give you grief over it. But yeah, to actually carry a battery power tool, so there's a skill that disappears. That's the other thing, isn't it? There's a skill and a knowledge that disappears because you can buy an electric tool to do it now. But is it going to do it as well? Can it see that chip? Can it sense that chip in the blade or the tooth? Can it sense the profile slightly out? Yeah. Yeah, 36-inch bar. Yeah. Our main go-tos here in the UK are 24s, 18s. Basically, because a lot of what we're doing here is what you would probably put down to just light tree surgery. So we don't have the size of the trees. Don't get me wrong. Have used 36-inch bars, have used 48-inch bars before now for doing things like big oaks and stuff like that. But that's very much a rarity. A lot of what we would do were pretty much 24-inch bar down. But again, there when you went into forestry, you went into tree surgery, you got taught techniques. So you got taught 1.5 times guide bar length, 2 times guide bar length, 3 times guide bar length. So they taught you the techniques for blocking out, so forth, jacking, and all the basic bits to go with it. So if you've suddenly got to do a tree and you've only got a 24-inch bar and that tree's got an 8-foot diameter, you know the correct and safe technique, or a correct and safe technique for bringing it down. Yeah. Yeah, 36. Yeah, if I was living out where you are, yeah, probably what I was looking at the size of the timber and also the strength of the timber you've got. So here in the UK, every time we mention anything that looks remotely like a conifer, people go softwood. And you then try and explain to people things like slow grown pine, slow grown larch, and so on, or what we call here close grown, where you've got a shorter summer and a longer winter. And they tend to have a closer grain structure and makes them a lot stronger woods, a lot sturdier woods. Whereas here, where we're looking at a very mild climate, we've got that big growth pattern in the centre, which tends to be, pants really at the end of the day. Spreads the grain out quite a long way and makes a very soft wood. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely nice. It is a lot nicer to be able to do it one cut. Yeah, in the plantation work, working on pine, if we were bringing down pine plantation, I suppose our average diameter for the tree is going to be somewhere between sort of, I don't know, small would be 12, large would probably be about 20-inch. So, yeah, and it was all grown in stacks anyhow. So you just literally walk your way across. You'd be given a front of say 10 trees. Fell those 10, fell the next 10, fell the next 10, and you work backwards so that basically that whole stam's dropped. But now, I've got friends that still do it, but they're now everything's mechanised. They're all in machines that literally what would have taken me 15, 20 minutes to do is now done in 3 minutes. That's felling, snedding, the whole lot, yarding it all out. It's all instant mechanised. And again, loses a bit of heart. it loses a little bit of contact with the soil, contact with the woods, contact with nature. This is a real shame. Yeah, real shame. But times move on and change, don't they? Yeah, times move on and change. Now, don't get me wrong, they're incredible machines to see, and I suppose if I was into forestry these days, I'd probably be operating one of those, and I'd probably be loving my life doing it. Because I wouldn't be bent over, wouldn't be getting cold, wet. I wouldn't have crap dropping down the back of my neck, down the back of my trousers. I wouldn't be turning my ankles over, slogging my way through damp, wet undergrowth. Yeah. Oh, when I were a boy, it were all different then. Oh, seriously. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, put the world to rights, haven't we? Interesting to see how things change. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to go catch up with Kaz, make sure she's taking her meds, make sure she's comfortable, and probably make her a nice cup of hot chocolate. Or maybe even a Horlicks. Don't know, whichever she prefers. Guys, have a fantastic week. Look after yourself, stay safe, have some adventures, get outdoors, repair a knife. Yeah, repair a bit of kit, go through your gear, have a look. Do your bill hooks need reprofiling? Does your axe need sharpening? Does your knife need a bit of a clean up? Yeah, enjoy yourselves. Have a great time. I'll speak to you next Sunday night. We'll get some videos up beforehand. Take care, look after yourselves, have fun, stay safe. A couple of sweets left in that. Love those you do, forgive those you don't. And as always, may peace and light be upon you all. Kitten Killer, have a great day tomorrow. I'll try and catch up with you through the day, but have a fantastic adventure. Guys, this is Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Kaz, Willow, and Mac. All the best, guys. Mickey out.